I don't know how to go anywhere else besides that.
Well, everybody, welcome to the first episode of Drafthouse Drive.
I'm sorry if you're listening to this.
Yeah, we don't regret your life choices. That's your job. But the whole point of this show is it's me and my buddy Quentin. We're driving to the movie theater to watch a movie. Every episode is going to be split up into an A part and a B part. A part's to the movie theater, where we just talk about random bullshit and what we think the movie's going to be like. Mm-hmm. And the way back, the B part, is just going to be us talking about the movie. And hopefully that'll be a bit smarter. I don't know. It's all just stupid. It's just pure, unadulterated stupid.
Yeah. I think we should start the episode, in case we ever get super famous, by introducing where we are in our lives as of this point. What? Just an overview. So I am currently 19 years old.
So am I. But
I am a student at a community college, and I teach martial arts for a living. And that's going, well, it's going. But
well, the odds of us getting famous are off of this is pretty damn slim.
Bro, we could get sponsorships. You have no idea.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to get that sick Mountain Dew sponsorship.
No. Dollar Shave Club.
Dollar Shave Club, obviously. Oh, there goes the Senate. For those who don't know, I have an Emperor Palpatine pop figure.
It's the glow one, too.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I have the special edition glow one in my car right now. It glows in the dark. Usually I have it in my room, then we can pray to it every night before I go to bed, wishing for his glorious senatorial light to wash over me. But currently, he just kind of flew off, because I don't have him secured as well as I thought I would.
Okay, so I think we should, considering you're talking about the pop figures, I think we should revisit a conversation we had earlier this week.
Oh yeah, earlier on.
So earlier this week, Brett texted me sometime in the night, because he has a multitude of pop figures, somewhere I'd say probably around 50.
Probably wouldn't say 50, I'd say 35, but I only have 20-something in my dorm.
Okay, so he has a collection of 20 pop figures. For those who don't know, pop figures are these small little figures with beady eyes that stare at you while you're sleeping.
They range from looking absolutely satanic to whatever, and they have them for every imaginable series. The most popular ones I'd say are Disney, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, Marvel,
DC.
DC. I currently have a lot of mine are from animation and just superheroes, I guess. That's just the general of mine, though I grab whatever ones catch my fancy.
Yeah, but so earlier this week, Brett texted me, and I will read the exact text message that he left. Where is it? Hey, Brett. And what he said, I think it was Monday. Okay, what he said was, and I quote, "Well, I was curious how it would glow when I turned off my lights. I thought it would be something like pink or something, but no! It glows a weird flesh color, and now it freaks me out. Between that, Dr. Glow Dick, Vault Fucker, and the Senate, I have way too much glow in the dark, and is dark shit, and is 3 spooky." So, the explanation between all of those is Dr. Glow Dick is Dr. Manhattan from the comic book and movie Watchmen. Vault Fucker is the glow-in-the-dark version of the Vault Boy from
Fallout just in general.
And then the Senate is Emperor Palpatine. And the one he was speaking of that glows in a flesh color is
Steven Universe.
Exactly.
Which Quentin lovingly calls Stardew.
Yes. But so when he texted me this, I knew we were going to make the podcast, and I felt like we had to have something to talk about. So my response to this is, I imagine that when you first realized that all of these were staring at you, you curled up into a corner and started crying.
Yeah, that's about right.
And after that happened, you now sleep in that position.
Yeah, well, I used to sleep facing towards the wall that was kind of in the general direction of my pop figures, but lately I've just been trying to face the other wall, which means my face is 2 inches away from a wall.
Yes.
So all I can see is just white.
So if we want to transition this into an episode about times we had trouble sleeping with, we can go with that because I have a very nice story from middle school.
Oh, I have one that was pretty recent too.
Okay, so I will start with mine from middle school. So first actually it wasn't middle school. It was freshman year of band.
Oh, God.
So, freshman year of band, I had my birthday party at my house, and I had like 4 or 5 friends over maybe. When they come over, we're watching the movie Paranormal Activity at about 4 o'clock in the morning. And
so for freshman year, that's like 5 spooky. That's just like way spooky.
So for me, at that point in my life, the only horror movie that I had seen was The Thing.
Oh, God, you started off with The Thing?
Yes, no, I didn't start off with it. My father started me off with it. He was like, hey, son, I hear you like movies. Want to watch this one? And he showed that to me when I was in, I'd say, about 7th grade.
Jesus!
I've never had nightmares as I had when I watched that movie. Now I love it, but...
For those of you who don't know what The Thing is, just search up like The Thing monster in Google Images. Yeah. You will be pleasantly surprised.
But watching that movie, and it was the original, not the remake. The original by
50s.
John Carpenter. No, not the 50s.
Oh,
the original by John Carpenter.
The original remake.
Yeah, Kurt Russell, John Carpenter, was made in, I want to say, the 1980s, maybe 1970s. But so that was my only experience with a horror movie, and I repressed that in like a span of a year. I wanted to forget that as much as I could. So then my friends come over and we decide, okay, we're gonna watch Paranormal Activity. Because I'm with my friends, I'm like, man, you can't be scared. You gotta watch this movie. It's gonna be really cool. And here's the thing is we didn't even watch the movie. We just fast forwarded to all the parts with ghosts. Because the movie is split up into sections where there's like, okay, it's nighttime, we're recording what's going on in our room, a door closed or a sheet moved or something like that. And then there's the daytime sections where they actually explain what was going on. We didn't watch that part, which is, from what I understand, actually makes this ghost part scarier. Because it like revolves around demons or something.
Yeah, it's like actually a demon if I remember correctly.
But when the movie ended, I was like, okay, that was the scariest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. And we only watched like 30 minutes of it. We just watched all the jump scares, all of the spooky ghosties. That was it. So so the next night, all my friends are gone, and I start summer marching band either that week or I started it the week after. And that was a bad decision because marching band was 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night at that point. We got like an hour for lunch and an hour for dinner, but otherwise 12 hours a day, or 10 hours a day-ish. So, well, after watching that movie, I could not sleep. So the way that I got through my lack of sleep is I would rent 3 movies on iTunes every single night for about a solid half of a month, if not 3 weeks. 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So I'm racking up.
Wait, hold on. Is that why you have like 100 plays on Kung Fu Hustle?
No, that actually isn't. That's because I watched that movie 100 times. But I would rent like all these crappy comedies. Like I watched, what was it? There was a remake of this movie called Arthur that year that came out, and it starred Russell Brand. I don't remember it, but I just remember it was garbage. So I would watch like 3 movies every single night. I would get like an hour of sleep, and then I'd go out into the hot Texas sun, and I'd burn myself for about 10 hours a day. And I forgot to mention my sleeping position. So in my bed, I could not sleep in my bed anymore. I was so scared of Paranormal Activity, I could not sleep in my bed. So what I resolved to do is, in my game room, there is a corner. And in that corner, there's this giant pile of blankets. I would lie in that pile of blankets and submerge myself under about 7 or 8 blankets and be like, now the ghosts can't see me. And then I'd cover my head and I would sleep with one eye staring at the staircase. Just looking at the staircase just in case the invisible ghost showed up and I could see what it was. But I can't see because it's invisible, so it was just a stupid fear. But this resulted in the only instance I ever remember of myself sleepwalking.
Oh, I have some stories to tell about sleepwalking too. Not from me, from my brother.
Yes. So, after all of that, the 2 weeks of renting movies, also, the 2 weeks of renting movies, I rented all of those on my mother's credit card.
Oh, God.
I spent $200 renting movies on iTunes. So I had to fork over all my birthday money to my mother like 2 weeks later because she was like, you're a stupid person. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God.
So
this is like going a lot farther than I was expecting. I thought you were just going to be like, oh man, got spooked and it
No.
This just keeps going.
This is like a 12 level story, man. There is plot development here. This is worthy of George R.R. Martin publishing. But so all this lack of sleep and watching all the movies and seeing my first horror movie again and forgetting that I repressed the other one, this all led up to my one instance of sleepwalking, which was, so I finally started sleeping in my bed again, my regular bed. I didn't get over the fear. I would still just pass out because I was exhausted every single night. But I finally got to where I could sleep in my bed. And after I started sleeping in my bed, I think it was a couple days later, I was so used to getting about an hour of sleep and getting up and going to band that I would guess about an hour into me falling asleep, I get up out of my bed, completely undress myself entirely. I'm still wearing underwear, mind you.
Oh, okay. I was hoping your doodle would be showing.
No doodle. But I take off the pants that I was wearing. I take off the shirt that I was wearing, and I put on shorts. I put on my belt the correct way too. In every single loop, I put on a shirt and I put on one sock.
Just one.
Then I go into my game room. I lie down on the couch, turn on every single light upstairs. So my room, bathroom, my brother's room, and the game room, and the stairwell light before I do this. Then I go into my room, or I go into the game room, lie down on my couch, and start screaming for some ungodly reason, transforming into either fork or spoon mode. I can't remember which one it was.
Fork or spoon
I was either saying I'm transforming into fork mode or transforming into spoon mode.
I thought you meant like you were spooning the couch.
No, I was just lying completely straight. And then it was over.
It was done.
The next morning I wake up, I have a different set of clothing on. And I walk down to my dad and I said, "What happened last night?" And he's like, "You turned on all the lights upstairs and started screaming you were transforming into something." And what's really weird is I remember the dream that I had that night. It was something to do with Power Rangers, and I was one of them. And I think...
Were you forming a Megazord out of utensil?
I was forming the utensil for the Megazord. So I guess it was...
not part of the Megazord, just like the Megazord holding a fork.
Yeah.
You were becoming
I was the fork.
What are you, like the Gray Ranger?
I don't even know. But yeah, that was my experience with seeing terrifying horror movie and then losing sleep for an ungodly period of time and doing that. That was just so much fun.
Whoa.
I look on that with some fond memories.
I mean, with me, I was just going to say, I woke up once and both my arms were asleep. So I just kind of flopped around with some tube socks full of meat. I tried slapping my wiener around and it just didn't work. it was weird. And then I tried getting up and I just fell down again. Man. Yeah, that was it. But my sleepwalking story is about my middle brother Nicholas,
yes.
Right? And this is like when I was still living in Ohio, so this is like pre-6th grade. So I think he was like 5 or 6, so he was still pretty young.
Yeah.
And we were staying the night at a friend's house, and they live in a raised ranch house, which is like just a normal house, but everything's on the 2nd story.
Yes.
There's like no basement, but so we were all staying upstairs in the living room, and my brother just randomly gets up in the middle of the night.
Oh, I think you've told me.
Yeah, I told you this before. Yeah. And he randomly gets up in the middle of the night and just walks down like 2 flights of stairs and into the laundry room, and he just plops down his pants and starts pissing into the laundry basket. He just lets it fly. And apparently my friend's mom heard and went downstairs like, "Nicholas, what the fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm peeing." And he didn't realize he wasn't in the bathroom. He was just pissing in a laundry basket. And luckily it was empty for them, but it was just weird. And yeah, and then I think he might have shit into my bag too. I opened up my backpack the next day and there's poop on the inside. Like, we blame the dogs, but I have a feeling it was my brother.
I don't think you told me the poop part.
No,
but that is amazing.
The poop part was there too. And it wasn't like a normal backpack. It was like one of those drawstring ones. It was like a really big one. Yeah. So I think I don't know how he did it, but I just woke up and there was just poop on the inside of my bag.
That is like beautiful. That is amazing.
Yeah, that happened. And I'm still terrified of my brother to this day.
And my brother has started sleepwalking recently.
Oh, God.
I have no idea why. But like last night, I was sitting around watching YouTube because when I get home from work, it's like 11:30 at night or 11 o'clock at night. So I just make myself a microwave dinner and I plop down in front of the Xbox, turn on YouTube, and I just watch whatever I missed from or what I usually watch during the day. And halfway through watching it, I just hear, hello? And I'm like, what? What is going on? And then out of nowhere, my brother just sprints upstairs, full speed, in his sleep.
He doesn't sleepwalk. He sleeps sprints.
Yes.
Knock him out, put him in the Olympics, and he'll beat Usain Bolt.
And see, if I watch more horror movies, I'm gonna start having to sucker punch my brother because he like sprints upstairs and just confronts me. And he walks up and he's like, hello? And I'm like, what are you doing, Cameron?
He's getting up all up in your grill.
Yeah, and he walks up and he's like, did you do it yet? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he just starts screaming at me about if I did it yet. And I'm like, you need to go to bed now. And he just looks at me and goes, okay. And then he just turns around and walks downstairs, goes back into his bed, falls asleep.
Next time, just suplex him down the stairs. Just boom! Knock that fucker out.
I'm gonna have to start tying him down when he goes to sleep. Like, it's starting to get it to be a problem for me, to where it's scaring the crap out of me every single night. It's bad. Oh man. Also, I think we should address this. Tonight we're going to see Batman vs.
I was about
Superman.
to say, like, we should go on a tangent.
We went on a tangent for about, like, probably
15 minutes.
15 good minutes without actually saying what we're going to watch. We're going to watch Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah. I'm going in with low expectations, but high expectations for the fight scenes.
Yeah,
fight choreography. I'm hoping it's real good. The rest of that, I'm just not.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I have hope for Batfleck. And I have hope for Armored Batman.
Yeah.
But story-wise, I don't know if it's going to be good, and we will see after the movie. Also, I would like to address the fact you guys can't see this because you're listening to this, and we aren't recording this on video. But
oh yeah, Quentin's wearing a fucking Batman onesie.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Batman onesie right now with flip-flops.
Yeah, he's looking all sorts of classy right now.
It's close. So. This is the point of my life that I've gotten to.
Yeah, we can get lower though. We can get lower. I almost wore bat underpants today.
The fact that you didn't actually makes me sad.
Well, they weren't clean because my grandma literally just shipped it into me yesterday, and it's a bat like pajama set, but it's like a normal like pajama top, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's basically what I'm wearing right now. I'm currently like wearing a long sleeve Batman shirt, but the pants aren't like sweatpants. They're like they're long underwear. Like they're briefs where you have like the crotch hole thing in front.
Yeah.
But they're like they go all the way down your legs, and they like have elastic at the bottom, so they cling to your ankles.
That's amazing.
They just weren't clean though. I would have worn them otherwise, but I think I also might have gotten kicked out because it'd be weird weering underpants under underpants. I probably just would have went commando. I was afraid about my little worm slipping out.
No, you just wear the underpants and like sag real low. Okay. Yeah.
But another thing I should address is spoiler warning. During the part B, we're just gonna fucking rip in the movie. This exit. We're just gonna spoil everything about the movie. So if you're expecting either an intelligent review or a spoiler for your review, you're not getting any of that.
For the record, Brett he has the high potential to be review the movie in a method that makes sense to people. Mine will, without a doubt, consist of a lot of screaming and excitement. Even if the movie's bad, even if the movie is the worst movie in the world, which it cannot be, because I've seen Fan Four Stick.
He anger ate pancakes at IHOP.
I know that there's no way there's any film that can be worse than that, but I will be excited for this movie, no matter the circumstances.
And usually, if it's like a not superhero movie we're gonna see, Quentin will be all right. We're just gonna talk about it, all that.
Especially if it is an old movie, in which case you guys will hear me turn into something that is the polar opposite of what I usually am on this podcast.
Yeah, Quentin gets real eloquent.
I will turn into the second coming of Roger Ebert. And if you do not know who that is, use Google. You're on a computer right now or phone. Just Google it and you'll figure it out.
Well, anyway, people, it's starting to run down to a close because we're just about at the draft house. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this podcast, and hopefully part B will have a lot of Quentin screaming.
Yeah, we're gonna finish this podcast with the doors, with the one door closing at least, because why not? But
yeah,
we're
gonna bookend this shit. We're gonna be poetic.
We have 35 minutes until this movie starts. So we are actually 5 minutes late due to the Drafthouse and whatever it's going to show. Also, I would like to point out that our viewing today of things to get caught up on Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Number one is we watched Man of Steel, which is understandable because it is canon in this movie. It is the beginning of the DC universe. This just expands upon it.
Watch is very loose because I just kind of tore into it and
I joined him. We didn't really watch it.
We just made fun of it and made a lot of butt plug jokes. Yeah, let's look at the ships in that movie. They're all very phallic.
We listened to like maybe 2 whole lines of dialogue without saying anything, but the rest of the movie we were making fun of it horribly. Yeah. And the other thing we watched was on 2 days before Batman vs. Superman came out. So on March 23rd, Turner Classic Movies, which if you don't know is a very good movie channel if you want to be cultured in the film world, but Turner Classic Movies aired film serials, which were like 20-minute segments of things that they would show before you would see a movie during like the 1940s, 1950s.
They were basically like TV before TV. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, they were like mini movies. Like instead of having trailers, you just have like another smaller movie in front of the movie.
Exactly. And what it was 1940s Batman and 1940s Superman.
And dear God, Batman was not Batman, he was Fat Man.
Batman was racist as well.
Yeah, because his villain was a Japanese spy.
Which was just a white man squinting.
Like, pretty much.
And it was bad. The Batman serial was the worst one, which astounds me because the first one is about Superman, and in the 1940s they got Superman, an alien, done better than a regular person.
Yeah.
But the Batman serial just ended.
Yeah, literally, he was just falling off of a wire, and it just cut. But
it just cut out of nowhere. But
speaking of cuts, we're at the theater now, and we will see you after the flick.